Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I've got a special message from you because I just got off a call from an absolutely beautiful human being who I was super excited to reconnect with after about a year and a half of not being in communication for whatever reason, life getting in the way. But you know, when you meet beautiful human beings who, you know, you're kind of fighting over who gets to help who, we both had this question, and yeah, he got in first, but to ask, how could I best support you? How could I be adding value to your life? And I really think that that is the best kind of relationship that we can ever have in our lives. So just as a side note, before we dive into today's topic, I wanted to mention that. I wanted to mention, in your relationships, are you trying to add immense value to one another? Are you getting outside of yourself and attempting to find a new way, or ask, how could I be adding more value to your life? Best relationships ever. So just that was a side note, but today's message, really is that the most powerful shift to make, I want to share with you the most powerful shift to make to get the health and body of your dreams and actually keep it. So one of the ways that I was supporting and helping this friend of mine is in terms of health, and this person was looking to get better health, but they were really focused on not just getting great health, but also on looking good. They had like this vision of just like rocking a suit and just feeling phenomenal in this suit, and that focus on the looking good. And they were asking, do you have any sort of tips or advice as to how I could get great results in this new journey that I'm on in terms of my health? And I shared a bunch of stuff, and I just felt called to share it with you guys because I feel like it was some of the best lessons that I've learned on my own health journey. And I know most of you guys out there, if you're looking after your health, our health is everything. If we don't have energy, vibrance, aliveness, then we can't do anything. We can't achieve our results. Like, life becomes dull and boring and mundane, and we don't even want to get out of bed. So we have to look after our health. And my shift and my journey on this my health journey has transitioned so much from what it used to be. So health and fitness used to be my absolute passion above all else. And I really got into it, and I really did a lot around, educating myself and like just diving so deep. The way that I do now in terms of mindset and personal development, I used to do for health and fitness, and it's always going to be a huge part of my life. But back then, I had the wrong mentality. I had the kind of mentality that I would get certain results and then I'd fall back off the wagon and I'd feel guilty and I'd punish myself and all of I had a really unhealthy mindset. And I used to train. I had a trainer who at a bodybuilding gym, and it was all about measuring every single macro, micro carbohydrate and protein and fat and everything, right, to the T. Like, I was measuring everything. And it got me in this like crazily strict kind of mindset that just in the long run isn't sustainable and isn't healthy. And what happened for me on this journey, like I was just sharing with this friend of mine, I actually said to him that, I made a huge transition in my life just at the beginning of the year, just a few months ago. And I made this huge transition that, into this next level of who I really am, that I didn't know. I was in such a cloud, and you can't know it oftentimes when you're in it. But when I made this transition and I decided to show up as the real me, like no matter what fears I had, just nothing holding me back anymore, just throwing that out the window and stepping up with courage and just owning who I am and being all of who that is, rather than worrying about what other people think about me. And honestly, without trying, without having any sort of focus, attention on I should be doing this at the gym, or I should be eating this, or whatever, that stuff just fell into place. And I was at the best physical part of my being in my body than I've ever been in my entire life. And I was not strict, not trying to do anything. And ultimately what I found is that truly, there's two different things that I want to share with you. Honestly, I really do believe in the mind-body connection. And when we are carrying weight, It's because we're carrying emotional baggage. There are these walls, we put on these walls, these masks, these facades around who we are, and operate in this realm of who we think we should be rather than the truth of who we are, because we don't even know who that is oftentimes, and we're trying to be this certain way in the world, and it can often, not allow us to get healthy results. We just stop and start, and we're not being authentic, and we carry emotional weight, baggage. We put stress on our body, and that ultimately, stress in the mind becomes stress on the body. We raise our cortisol levels. We trap fat on our bodies. There's a lot going on. So firstly, showing up, doing the work on internally, emotionally, on yourself, identifying, getting clear around who you really are, what you really want, and going after it without holding back will allow you to treat your body a lot better without trying, But the real shift that I wanted to share with you guys today is ultimately when you shift your mindset from the physical, from what you look like, from the aesthetics, to energy, vibrance, aliveness, the way you want to feel. Like that is when you make long-term lasting shifts and changes. So when you filter things through, everything that you could be feeling in any given moment, that energy, that vibrance, that aliveness, that zest for life, as opposed to everything that's not right now with your body, like you're focusing on how you want to shift and change what you look like, which ultimately sends the message to yourself that you're not enough, you're not good enough just as you are. And ultimately all that does, it's like that pain motivator it's only going to work in the short term before you fall off the bandwagon and you want some form of comfort and joy and feeling good because you've been beating down and feeling guilty within yourself for so long in terms of judging yourself on the physical level, that you just fall off the bandwagon and you go to whatever that thing is. Oftentimes it's food. We just want to feel good in the moment because we're just sick of feeling bad. We're feeling like we're not good enough. So we go to the food for that instant gratification, that release, or whatever that unhealthy habit is, maybe it's smoking, maybe it's drinking, whatever it is that affects us on the physical level, that has gotten us a physical result that we're actually not really happy with. But when our focus is on what we don't want, what's, our body, then we can only make certain shifts before we fall off the wagon again and we go back to the very things that got us there in the first place. So the shift that I really want you guys to be thinking about is stop thinking about the aesthetics and trust that that will figure itself out. I'm telling you, the less you focus on that and what's wrong and what you don't want, and you shift the focus to the possibilities of feeling more energized, alive, alert, vibrant, that zest and joy for life, the feelings, then that aesthetic piece will, I'm telling you guys, it will sort itself out and you will create lasting change in your life. Shifting from, diet, short term, how the body shows up right now, what you want it to look like, versus long term, how I want to be feeling, what I want to be experiencing, how that's going to make my life just that much more enjoyable, free, vibrant, alive, all of it, and abundant. So when we shift from the aesthetics, what we don't want, which creates this mindset of scarcity and reinforces our deepest fear that we're just not good enough as who we are, and therefore we won't be lovable, and we shift it to long-term aliveness, how I want to feel in this moment. What is it going to get you when you have that body that you say you want? How are you going to feel? And that's the shift that my friend made. Instead of thinking and focusing on, I want to feel good in a suit and I don't feel good in a suit right now, and shifting it to, how is that going to make me feel? I'm going to feel confident. I'm going to feel energized. I'm going to feel like me. When we can shift away from the aesthetics into the feelings that we can generate for ourselves in any given moment and make the shifts and changes, we come to a place of true empowerment. And ultimately, that's where we start generating lifestyle results, long-term results. Your health, your vibrance, your energy and aliveness become part of your daily lifestyle. And that's really what I would love for each and every one of you guys to get, particularly you guys out there who do feel like you struggle with your weight, you struggle with your health, and you want to shift out of these unhealthy patterns where you're just, you're not treating your body the way that reinforces that you love yourself, and my focus on a daily basis is how can I nurture myself? I used to be really strict, jumping in the gym, lifting like, 100 kilos on my small frame, is not good for me. I was creating all these, pains and aches in my body because I was pushing myself past its current limits, which, is great to do. And I encourage people to do. But when you stop, when you stop listening to your body, and you're just like, oh, what's the next thing that I have to push it through in order to get this result because I'm not good enough as I am, to listen to my body. What does it feel like today? Maybe I feel like going for a run. Maybe I feel like lifting some weights, or maybe I just feel like having a day off and relaxing and nurturing and looking after my body, without all these rules and expectations that keep us stuck and keep us on this merry-go-round of like ups and downs and these results, and then we're back to square one, and that just beats down on our self-esteem. And so the sooner we can tap into and listen to and trust the body's intelligence, the sooner we send this message to ourselves that we're great, we're good enough just as we are, and therefore we're motivated. When we appreciate ourselves, we are motivated to do more. That is the law of appreciation. When people receive appreciation, they are motivated to go above and beyond. And you are no different. The way you treat yourself and appreciate yourself is your fuel, is your motivation to achieve lasting results that nurture your health and get out of that mindset of, beating down on yourself, creating pain and criticizing, judging yourself. That only spurs to motivate you in the short term, and it's not tapping into lasting inspiration and love and nurturing yourself so that you can create a healthy lifestyle, not just short-term results. So really, really hope that today's message is resonating with you guys. I hope that it sparks your thinking patterns around how our mind and body is connected. And when we do the work to get authentic towards ourselves, which is a journey of trusting the self, taking those baby steps to trust ourselves, that is what generates this, this desire to nurture the self. And you get into this mindset of health and vibrance and freedom. That, when you have these cravings and you got these unhealthy patterns, you're trapped. You're in a prison. And the way to freedom is to shift your mindset to how you want to feel and how authentic you're showing up, and getting more aligned with the truth of who you are, trusting within yourself and trusting the body's intelligence. So really, really hope this is valuable, guys. I want to jump in and see what you guys are chatting about. I'd love to hear from you if you've got any questions, if you want to share any of your experience here. I appreciate that so much, as always. And absolutely, if you haven't already, what are you doing? Come on over and join the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community. It is going off in there with incredible human beings who are supporting, encouraging, and challenging each other to the next level of their limitless potential. And health is a huge part of that, guys. So we have to have the energy, the vibrance, and the mindset for long-term sustained success, vibrance, energy, aliveness, all of it. Feeling great within the self is a huge part on the physical level, not just the emotional, spiritual, or mental level. We've got to look after the physical level as well. It's all interconnected. So, loving this. I'm going to check in with you guys now. I've got Adrian and Robin and Sean and Hassani and Bina. Nice to see you. And Tim and Jeremy and Rui and Gertej, you're so welcome. Thanks for being here. And Tahia and Alina and Kadek and Tracy and Martin. Thank you for your kind words there, Tracy. And Shane and Adrian. Something I need to start doing. Absolutely. We all need to start nurturing ourselves better, not from a place of should, but from a place of, this is what I have to, this is what I must do. You know, not shooting all over ourselves from a place of judgment, but this is what I must do because I value myself. And, you know, living into that next layer of our limitless potential, we've got to have the energy, the aliveness, and we've got to be authentic, and we've got to be nurturing to ourselves. So I love that. And Robin, that's me up and down all the time. Absolutely, Robin. So I would encourage you to do the work, like I'm sure you're already on that journey if you're listening to a video like this, to trust within the self. Start doing the little things. Start setting yourself, instead of these big expectations, that's it, I'm never having sugar again, or I'm never smoking again, or whatever it is. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we place these really high expectations on ourselves